The great Owen Roddy, kind enough to join us now as we are still glowing after what he did 2 Saturdays ago in Las Vegas. Owen, my man, what's the crack? How are you?
How are you?
It's good to talk to you, my friend, and congratulations again to you and the team. It was really cool to see you guys so happy in the locker room afterwards. It felt nostalgic for you. You've had so many great moments with Conor in Las Vegas throughout his career. Where did this one rank, considering the comeback and everything that he had been through and the stakes involved? For you personally, where did this particular performance and victory rank?
It's probably up there in the top, Ariel. Just to see what Connor's came through over the past year, and then to see the work he's put in. Not only in the training camp, but before the training camp, all the strength and conditioning he's been doing with the McGregor Fast guys, and the work he's been doing in Crumlin and in SBG and stuff. It's great to see it all come together, and for him to go in and put on a performance like he did. So it's probably up there in the top performances, most definitely.
I know that you were confident and everyone was feeling good and saying the right things going to this fight, but honestly, did you think it would go down like that? 40 seconds or so, outlanding him, outstriking him 19-0 in significant strikes. Did you think it would go like that one-sided?
No, no. Well, it's hard to know. Like, I mean, you're dealing with Cerrone, who's a phenomenal fighter and has loads of tricks, and he's got plenty of weapons and stuff. But I did know that Conor going um, in a good place in his mind, confident, enjoying his training, and in phenomenal shape. I knew that once he lands, it's going to be very tough for Cerrone to come back from that. Um, and that's the way the fight went. I think Connor. I think I said to you, Ariel, before the fight, before you did the interview, that um, Connor's going to come out fast, and I don't think Cerrone's going to be ready for the pace Connor's going to set. And I think that's what happened. Connor came out, he was aggressive, he was fast, and to be honest, Cerrone didn't even get off the mark.
Mm. Now, what about those shoulder strikes? Are you the one who taught him those? Are you the guy?
That's a Connor original, man. But he's been doing it for years. Like, people are so shocked. Like, oh my God, he's been using the shoulder strikes. I've seen a couple of memes. But there you go. There's him against Carl Pendrith doing it, and he's been doing it in camp. And it's, as Connor hit you with that he can legally hit you with, he'll hit you with. But it was phenomenal, and for him to do so much damage with it.
Right.
Uh, I believe he fractured Cerrone's orbital, and he fractured his nose and stuff.
Yeah.
The shoulder strikes. It goes to show what kind of power he's generating.
Have you ever felt one of those?
No, thank God.
It's amazing because I have seen some fighters say those kinds of strikes shouldn't have the effect that they had. And you know how it is with Conor, always trying to diminish his skills or his accomplishments. But those were legit. I mean, this talk that it was fixed and all this stuff, you just look at the impact while watching. Those are legit. It's very clear that they're doing the damage, as you mentioned, broken orbital, broken nose. It's just amazing that he can strike and actually strike that effectively with the shoulder.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. He is a genius, Connor. When it comes to being in that octagon, there's very few people that can do it the way he does it, man. He's just so switched on. His ability to see shots that nobody does. Like, not many people are thinking of, cracking people with their shoulder. And that's just to upset people, that's, if he had sat there in the clinch over under and just, tumbled for underhooks and stuff, it might have been different. But Connor's so switched on, and he capitalizes on opportunities. He's seen the opportunity to land those shoulders. He landed them with serious power, and did the damage. I think it's hilarious when you hear about people saying it's fixed. There's definitely easier ways to fix fights than to win and get a broken orbital and a broken nose and take a head kick. You know what I mean? There's easier ways to do it, but people will always criticize and stuff. But I can tell you, Cerrone didn't think it was fixed. And a fair play to Cerrone as well, man. He was in there. He tried to stay in there, but Conor was just too good for him.
I asked John Kavanaugh this question last week, and I wanted to get your take as well. I asked him, if I would have told you around a year ago now that, it would end up like this, that the story would turn this way, and in 2020 he'd be looking like this and fighting like this and be in this state, would you have believed me? And he said, honestly, no, it wasn't going in that direction. What about you? Did you see this coming, or did you also feel like maybe you guys would never be back in these situations on top?
It was hard to know. Conor's got so many. It's Conor's trying to juggle. I don't know how many different companies and businesses he has. And then he's got two young kids as well at home. He's recently just moved into a house, so he's had a lot on in the past, 2 years or whatever. So it was hard to know when it was going to come back, but I did feel he was going to come back. He still has that drive in him, and he still feels like he's a lot to prove. So I knew he was going to get back at it at some point. I just didn't know when. But 2019 was a building year, I think, for Conor. He was in the background, working on his conditioning, working on his boxing, working on everything. And just preparing and getting ready to go at it. I know he did want to fight last year as well. It didn't come to pass, but he's been working very, very hard. And it goes to show when you see a motivated Conor McGregor, he's a devastating fighter.
He told me before the fight, I'm taking one day off, and then on Monday, I'm back to training. I want to be active. I'll fight in March if they want. I want to get 3 in, maybe even 4. I know you're back home, and he's still in the States. I saw him at the Grammys yesterday, but can you confirm that he is keeping up with this schedule? Is he actively training?
Yeah, he's still training. He wanted to train on the Sunday morning, Ariel. And we were like, the hell. Well, to be honest, I was having a few drinks as well, so I was like, "You're probably better off resting, Conor. Give yourself." No, but he was thinking of going to on the Sunday morning. I believe he did strength and conditioning on the Monday. I think he was doing the rower. That was the plan. And then I think he was at the Grammys and stuff. So he's straight back at it.
Wow, that is amazing. And so let me ask you, because everyone's debating, the big question now is who's next for him? If he comes to you and says, all right, coach, who should be next? Who do we got? What's your pick? Who are you saying?
I know John said Gaethje. I think that would be a good fight. Masvidal would be a cracking fight as well at 170. To be honest, I don't really mind who it is. I think Conor going in, motivated, enjoying the training the way he is, can beat any of them. I really believe that. People were questioning, can he carry that weight, that power up into that 170 weight class? Look, I'd never seen him like so ferocious in there. Like the shots he was throwing when Cerrone hit the ground were ferocious. And you know what? Not many people on this earth can take those shots. So I think he's got lots of options. It's always Conor's choice. Conor, whoever motivates Conor the most is the fight that he will take next. And as soon as I find out, I start watching the tape.
Right. And he hasn't given you any indication as to who motivates him at the moment?
No, not yet. No,
Okay.
He hasn't said that. So
what do you prefer, given everything that you just said, 170 or 155 right now? Would you like to see him stay at 170 for a bit, considering how good he looked in that fight?
Yeah, I would, because he proved the point that the power carries over to that weight. He's not worried about cutting weight. His body fat is low. He's in phenomenal shape, and he looked like he enjoyed it in there. So I wouldn't mind him at 170. Like Masvidal, I think is a huge one that people would want. He said Diaz again as well, Diaz 3, which could be another big one. And then I do like the idea of Gaethje as well.
Yeah.
And even I know Conor mentioned he'd be ready to go if Ferguson or Habib dropped out as well. So who knows? The most important thing is Conor's mad to go again. He's fit and ready. He didn't take any knocks in that fight, and he's motivated. So for me, that's the most important thing. Whoever we get next is not that important.
And by the way, I had obviously you saw me there. I had the privilege of doing the post-fight interview with him in the locker room, but that was, at least like 20 or 25 minutes after I think you guys were in there and got some alone time. Could you give us some insight? Like, what was it like back there? when it was just a team. After everything this team has been through, and the ups and downs over the past year, I think we saw in the thrill and the thrill victory and the agony, or whatever that video thing, thrill and victory or whatever it's called, that the UFC puts out. Like, you guys had thrill and agony. Thank you, Korbajek. It was like a little bit of a huddle that you guys were having. What was that like? What was the mood like in there? Because it almost seemed like he was just sort of appreciative, but expected this and wasn't overly celebrating. It was just like, yeah, this is what we expected, and now on to the next, business like, if you will. What was the mood like for you?
For me, I mean, I bleeding lost the plot, to be totally honest. I just, I know, like, if you see the little, the way the UFC do the little videos in the corner, like, I lost me rag. So happy for him, because, like, I don't even know what he's went through in the last 18 months or so, but it hasn't been easy for him, and there's been a lot of pressure. I know Conor, he performs at his best when he's under that pressure, under those big lights, but it's still a lot of pressure. And technically he was coming off 2 losses as well, and from when I used to fight, I came off 2 losses as well, and it's a hard thing to come back from for any man, and he did it with such perfection. I was just so relieved, and we were just so happy for him, just because of the way he's been training and the way everything has went for him. He's been so dedicated, he's been so motivated, he's been in a good place, and for it all to go the way it did, I think everyone was delighted. He was over the moon himself. He just came back, and then I think he just took the time to soak it all in and enjoy it, and just be appreciative of what he's went through over the past 18 months, and what he's came through, and what it's made of him in the last 18 months.
I love the difference between your celebration and John's celebration. John was just kind of, yeah, okay, let me take this all in, and you just jumped in there. But that's good. It's good to have different perspectives on the celebration. And what about that snap of you and Tony Robbins back there, just sort of cozying up with the big man? What a guy, huh?
Yeah, it's great to meet Tony Robbins. As I said, I've been a big fan of Tony Robbins for the past maybe 10 years or so. My brother gave me his book, and I read it, and yeah, he's great to get you motivated, and keep you motivated, and setting goals, and trying to work towards those goals. So to have him backstage, and just watch him go through the motions with Conor, and give him little things to focus on, I think it's definitely helped Conor.
And last thing before I let you go, I understand there's an update on that amateur program that you talked about last time on the on the show, the NUCA program, and that show coming up in February in Central Florida. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so we're having our first event. Tickets are on sale today via Ticketmaster. So it is NUCA MMA. It is on in UCF, Florida, on the 28th of February. We've got 8 colleges with a certain amount of athletes, all competing against each other in an amateur event. It's the first of its kind, and we're bringing amateur MMA to the colleges. So it's very, very exciting. So we hope to sell out the arena and give college students and college athletes an opportunity to compete in mixed martial arts.
And so it's over at Ticketmaster. If you just type in NUCA, you can get tickets.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
All right. Well, I wish you the best with that. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you, as always, Owen, for coming on the show. What a great pleasure to talk to you about this big win. And congratulations, of course, to you and the team on what you guys did in there against Donald Cerrone. It was amazing to watch.
Thank you. On to the next one, Ariel. Yeah?
That's right, Owen. We'll talk to you soon, Coach. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.